Health watchdog NICE wants bosses to encourage employees to set their own working hours. Work-related illness currently costs Britain £13 billion a year, but NICE reckon if people were able to clock in and off as they please, it would help with the health and productivity of the workplace, with fewer people taking sickies. The question is, though, will they take advantage? Nadia, you obviously, you and your husband run a production company.
Yeah.
Do you let people work as they please?
Yeah, Mark is very strong on this, because before he owned his own company, he said that he always worked better out of the office, and in fact he used to manage to convince, long time ago, employers to let him work away from the office because he was so productive. You know, they couldn't argue with it. And we do it on some shows that we do, and it works really well, because I think actually people end up giving you more.
Yeah.
You know, they're not kids. You're giving them that responsibility. You're employing professional people. You're giving them a good wage, and you know,
as long as they're producing what you're wanting them to produce.
Yeah, we assume that they want to do a good job as much as we want a good job done. So and so far, it has worked really well. And also, you know, the thing is, it was better for us financially, better for them. They're not paying the travel, they're not paying there's not as much stress on the, you know, you go down the tube. We could do with half the people we've got not being on the tube and on the buses. I think it, certainly for us, and I think for many other companies, it's really the way forward.
It depends what you do, doesn't it?
Of
If
course,
you're a waitress, then you've got to be there at lunchtime to serve people's food, and if you're a nurse, you've got to be there to help save lives. But I think you're right, but I think it really works better with a small private company where you know your boss and you can see the whites of their eyes kind of thing, and they'll go, have you finished that project? I think if you work in a massive company or maybe a public company where you don't particularly, it's sort of taxpayers' money, and there's no sort of, you know, I think then it probably wouldn't work as well, because you haven't got somebody kind of on you going, have you finished that job properly?
But I see, I think that you don't. I think if you give people that freedom, I don't think you need. I think that's the point. I don't think most people need somebody saying da-da-da. And I think, actually, it demotivates people more if you're being micromanaged the whole time.
Well, it sort of worked for my daughter, because she's gone back to work part-time. She works for a taxi company and she deals with complaints all the time. So she's gone... But the actual company are moving an hour further away from where they are now. So she was really worried about it, because she's worked it all out so she can take Lila to nursery in the morning and pick her up at the end of the day. Well, this is going to add 2 hours to her days. Anyway, so we've worked it out so we can all help her. But she's actually asked, can she work 2 days from home? And they've agreed to her working 2 days from home.
Yeah, why not?
And that makes her
she will work
happier.
the 2 days as well.
That makes her a happier employee, more loyal.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when I started out in journalism, it was very much you were in the office all the hours God sent. And the minute you have children, you know, and there were the people that they call it presenteeism. You know, they'd be marching up and down at 8 o'clock at night, going, "Look at me." What? You're leaving the office at 6 because you've got a child? And I go, well, I did it right the first time.
Some people,
you know, women, I think particularly, would do the job within the hours.
Well, not only that, I think there's a lot of showing off in
Yeah.
terms of, well, I got here at 7 and I'm leaving at 10.
Yeah.
Surely the argument should be, well, you're rubbish if it takes you that long to get your job done. You need to take a long, hard look at
yourself. We do a lot
yourself.
of our best work at 10 o'clock at night, once everything else is sorted. So why not work at 10 o'clock at night till 2 o'clock in the morning?
But again, social media and computers has helped a lot, hasn't it, with that, you know, in the old days before electricity. When I set out in work, you didn't have all that.
In my day, I remember when the internet came out, everybody gathering around going, what is this thing?
Yes.
What is it?